Okay, guys, what are the 12 most underrated prog songs? I'm going to be doing a series on this. It'll be part one, part two, part whatever. But today is part one, the top 12 most underrated prog rock songs. Coming in at number 12 is Lady Fantasy by Camel. Everyone knows the Snow Goose and Moon Madness, but Lady Fantasy is where Camel basically proved themselves as one of Prague's great melodic bands. Andrew Latimer's guitar, Peter Barton's keyboards they're just outstanding, and the whole suite flows naturally from one section to the next. So, if you're introducing someone to Camel, this is where I would start. Lady Fantasy, number 12. Coming in at number 11 is Just the Same by Gentle Giant. Gentle Giant sort of has a reputation for being difficult. Just the Same proves that they could groove, just as hard as they could blow your mind. The vocal counterpoints, the shifting rhythms, the jazz influence, it's all there. And the song is, it's surprisingly catchy. And I think it's one of their best songs from one of the most intimidating bands. And speaking of an intimidating band, number 10's Wondering by Vandergraaf Generator. Vandergraaf Generator is one of those bands that's associated with, I'm going to say, chaos and intensity. And, Hamill's sort of dramatic vocals. He's one of those vocalists that you kind of gotta, you either like him or you don't. It's kind of one of those, you gotta, kind of one of those vocalists that I'm trying to figure out how I can describe the way he sounds. It's just, I don't want to say unique. That sounds too broad. You just have to listen to it. Just go listen to it right now. So Wondering shows their softer side, though, and it's very reflective. It's beautifully arranged and emotionally direct, and I really enjoy that. So, yeah, go check it out. Go check out his vocals, and you'll see what I'm saying. You either love it or you don't. Next, number 9 is going to be Baker, Straight Muse, Jethro Tull. So everybody talks about Thick as a Brick and A Passion Play, right? But this is a 16-minute suite from the Minstrel and the Gallery album. And you don't hear a lot of talk about it, but here, Ian Anderson's mixing folk and hard rock and humor. It's like one of their most creative compositions for sure. So check that one out. Number 8 is going to be One for the Vine at Genesis. Wind and Wuthering album. And that album sort of lives in the shadow of Selling England and Trick of the Tail and Foxtrot. But this song deserves to stand, I think, with some of the best Genesis epics. I mean, Tony Banks is brilliant through here. Phil Collins. I'm thinking of Peter Gabriel. Phil Collins, one of his finest vocals. This is just, it's just a wonderful song. Number 7 is The Endless Enigma by ELP. I know you always think of Karn, Evil Nine, and Tarkus, and Lucky Man, and, but The Endless Enigma, I feel like it combines everything that made that band great. Keith Emerson's classical influence, Greg Lake's melody, Carl Palmer's precision drumming, just everything. It is everything LP. Coming in at number 6 is Different Strings by Rush. Permanent Waves is a monster, and it's full of classic songs, but Different Strings sort of gets overlooked, and Geddy Lee wrote one of the best melodies he's ever written, and this is the song that shows Rush could say a lot without relying on odd time signatures, which, as prog bands, we're all about that. Number 5, Lizard, King Crimson. I've mentioned this song before. It's a very challenging song. It's 23-minute, sweet. I think it's one of the greatest songs King Crimson ever made. One of the richest listening experiences in prog rock. You got jazz, classical, medieval influences, John Anderson's guest appearance, Robert Fripp pushing this composition, as I've said before, as far as rock music could go. I believe it deserves far more recognition than it gets. And speaking of another song that needs more recognition, number 4, Summer 68, Pink Floyd. Rick Wright's finest songwriting moment to me. Great piano, fantastic brass arrangement, memorable melody there. And it gets overshadowed, I think, by Adam Hart Mother, The Sweet, If, and A Fat Old Son. But I think it's one of Pink Floyd's best songs ever recorded. Completely underrated. Go listen to this masterpiece now. Number 3, To Be Over, Yes. Okay, this is completely overshadowed by Gates of Delirium, of course, on this album, but I believe this is the hidden masterpiece. This is a song where the ending alone is worth the listen. This is one of Yes's very underrated classic songs. Coming in at number 2, Ashes Are Burning, Renaissance. You know, Renaissance does not get the recognition. Speaking of underrated, this band is underrated. They don't get the recognition they deserve in prog circles. Annie Haslam's 5-octave voice, I mean, it's unbelievable. And the orchestral arrangements are just gorgeous. I mean, it builds into one of the great climaxes in all of prog music. And finally, we come down to number 1, Inhaled 'Twas in I, Procol Harum. Before Close to the Edge, before Supper's Ready, before Tarkus, before Echoes, there was Inhaled 'Twas in I. 17 minutes that established what prog rock would become. If you've never heard this, Gary Brooker, his vocals are just the foundation stones of what great vocals sounds like. You know, this doesn't get mentioned enough when people discuss the greatest prog epics ever written. And I also, I really wanted to include The Nice on this countdown, but maybe they'll be on the next one that I do, because this is just part 1. Because there's so many underrated classics in prog rock. And so we want to discuss those and rank them. And so that's what we've done today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with others, and let me know what you think about what are some underrated classics you think of when you think of prog rock. Let me know in the comments. And until next time, you guys take care.